you? Hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, it's good here at the homestead. I got no problems. First things first, before I go any further, my wife is not a social media person. She doesn't do social media. She doesn't do Facebook. She doesn't. So I can say this, and it won't go very far, but that's okay because it's one of those things that you just send it out into the world, and whatever happens, good things, bad, But I just want to say, happy birthday to my favorite lady in the world. Okay, no favorite. Mom's in there, but she'll understand. So anyway, happy birthday to my wife today. So that makes it a special day. Also today, it's Monday. So Mondays are always special. Do you see that across? It says liar up there because they're not. But they're not. Mondays are okay. I don't have a problem with Monday. Thursday, don't ask me because on Thursdays, it's another story. All right, so I've been doing this a long time. By the way, my name is Dan Gresham. I am the morning show host on KFDM, KBTV Fox 4, in case you're new to our live stream here this morning. Been there for a long time. Let's just say more than 30 years. And I've seen a lot of hurricane season, been through a lot of storms, but I don't think that I can remember, to my recollection, and Greg Boswick could correct me, because he's been there a few years longer than I have, but I don't think I remember, to my knowledge, this deep into October, still talking about storms that could affect the Gulf Coast. Now, yes, talking about storms that were like maybe what we call fish storms, which form in the Atlantic and they go off into the Atlantic and they go nowhere. Yes. But to have a storm that is coming into the Gulf at this time, I just don't remember it. Now, before you get too amped up about this one and go, oh, not another one, I think we need to take that, that moment that we remember that, at this point, it's anybody's ball game. I know what the meteorologists are saying. I know what the folks at the National Hurricane Center are. But if this year has taught you anything, it should have taught you that the smartest thing that you can do and the best thing that you can do is just keep an eye on it. Know what's going on. Yeah, I fully expect as well that, these guys say the track is going to curve off towards New Orleans. Then, I say it will, but we've been here long enough. You've been here long enough. You've watched long enough. Never say never. So just keep an eye on it and we'll see what happens. Maybe more importantly, when the weather goes, is the cold front. A lot of folks already asking this morning, where's the cold front? Let me take you over to KFDM.com. I want to show you that you can not only talk about what's going on with, Tropical Storm Zeta, which is fully expected to become, minimal Category 1 storm, but you can also go and find out about, where is that front, as you were just alluding to. Well, take a look at the 5-day, 7-day forecast, and you can see here we are on Monday, it's 78, Tuesday 82, Wednesday 76. Here's the front, 68, 69, 72, 74. I don't know about you, but I thought the weekend was just absolutely terrific. I mean, the temp spread was nice, a little bit of a north breeze, kept stirring things up. It was nice. Now, you can also go in here and you can look at what's happening. You can go and see hurricane maps if you want to, radar, hurricane center. And again, not a whole lot happening in the hurricane center, although you can go and manipulate this yourself to the point where you can see that is Zeta right there. That is Zeta. And you can see Zeta probably going to go across the tip of the Yucatan, emerge into the Gulf, and this is where these things start coming into play. Let me move this down. Look at this storm. That is a strong front. You can almost see the line of the front coming across the country, and again, moving this direction. So as that comes this direction, you see how this starts going this way? And then all of a sudden this influence comes into play and it just pushes it back the other direction. And the models, seem to pretty much agree. So we'll keep watching that. But it is kind of crazy to think, here we are, we got sleet, rain, snow, going on in one part of the country, and the other part we're talking about activity in the tropics. The fact that New Orleans could see, a storm before the week is out. But that is our reality. As someone said, that, Dan, is 2020. And I have to agree with them on that. All right, let's check in, see who's here this morning. By the way, early, if you don't mind, and a thumbs up would be appreciated, a like, or any other emoji you want to give us is fine too, just to let us know you've been here and that, you got a feeling one way or the other about us doing our at-home updates. If we continue to have folks who are here on a daily basis, we'll continue to do them. And again, these are not newscasts. These are much different. This is just us having a topical, casual conversation about the events that are happening around us in our world. All right. So, folks checking in early this morning. Keenan, good morning to you. Chason is here this morning. Natasha is here this morning. Donna Woods, good morning to you. Nancy Griffin as well. Jordan Trimble is here this morning as well. Samantha Johnson, also Olivia Jones, along with Sharon and Carlene, of course, a steady viewer. Carlene, we appreciate that. Brenda Wilson says good morning also. And Etta Helm says good morning. Thank you, Etta. Appreciate that. Also, Betty White is here this morning. Mary Harrison checks in this morning as well. And the list goes on. And again, I love seeing your names. I like seeing where you're watching from. But I also want to know what's of interest to you. What's weighing on your mind? What are those things that you want to know about? And you do a pretty good job of keeping me, on my toes with things that are going on. So continue to do that, and it'll just make it that much better for all of us. Okay, I do want to tell you, I got a time limit here today, so I want to get to the stuff that we need to talk about. So we've covered Zeta. We've covered the cold front, so we've gotten weather taken care of, right? So let's go back to the home page of KFDM. The reminder, early voting has been crazy this year, crazy good. Crazy good because you've already seen more people vote early with 8 days left before Election Day than you did in 2016. So obviously there's a great deal of interest in what happens in this election. And I want to urge you again to remember, it is not just the top of the ballot. It is not just President of the United States. There are other races going on. You have Senate races here in Texas. You have House seats that are up. Then you get down to the local level. You have county constables and sheriffs and commissioners and mayors. There are a lot of races. Please educate yourself when you go. Don't be one of those people that walks in and goes, oh, well, look at here. Somebody's running for sheriff. I don't know either one of them, but I think I'm going to, oh, I like it. Starts with an O. Like that last name. Please, be an educated voter. Like you're talking about, be a smart consumer, be a smart voter. I'm not telling you which way to vote or how to vote. I'm just saying be a smart voter. Know what you're doing when you walk in, so that you're not just blind choosing somebody, that you know who you want to vote for. But again, beyond the president, because there are other races, and these are very important races to these people. While it may be important to the country, it's important to your community when you start electing these local folks to those positions. And it's very important to them. They've invested the time and the money to run for the office. So again, be educated when you go. Early voting is open until the 30th. Okay, that's Friday. Saturday would be the 31st. And of course, you will also have November the 3rd. Most people would tell you that if you don't want to worry about the lines between now and Friday, it's going to be your best time to go and vote early. The other thing I wanted to kind of focus on real quick from the KFDM website is I think this is such a smart story that we should be talking about. A Beaumont oncologist is encouraging women to get breast cancer screenings amid COVID-19. All of us know this. All of us think the same thing. I don't care where your stance is. I don't care what you think about the virus. A lot of people already hesitate from going and having any kind of medical procedure, screening done for a number of different reasons. It may be because, A, I can't afford it, right? Well, there are programs out there that can help you get a mammogram if that's what you need. A lot of people will say, well, I'm too young. Know the ages that are suggested by the medical professionals. Early prevention is the most important thing you can do if you want to survive any kind of illness, and in particular, cancer. All of us can speak from some point where we know somebody who's personally or you've been affected directly by cancer. I know we talk about this virus, but this cancer, the cancers that are out there, that have been out there, certainly we've made some forward progress in treating some of these cancers and even eradicating, in some instances, some of these cancers. But we can all speak from personal experience about cancer. So don't let a pandemic stop you from getting that screening that could save your life. And I think that's a great message there. I think a lot of us have done. I can tell you, I put off going to the dentist because it was like, I don't know that I want to sit in a chair and be in an office, but at some point, we have to figure out how we're going to live with this. Because it's not going to, you're going to need to have some of these medical services, and if that's keeping you from going, again, that could be a real problem. So don't let it be, all right? All right, a couple other quick stories this morning, and then I've got to clear the deck here. I was going to tell you about this. We were talking about elections. I wonder, let me remove this real quickly and get your take on this. I just want to throw it at you, and you digest this during the day. Americans worried, this is USA Today, Americans worried about election day violence and chaos are buying guns and toilet paper. Tabitha Converse quietly preparing for election day and the weeks beyond by stocking her basement pantry with canned goods, toilet paper, and other basic supplies. She even persuaded her husband to buy a hunting rifle just in case. Like millions of Americans, Converse 43 fears the potential for violence that experts say may accompany this year's presidential election. Are you there? Are you concerned about this? Are you worried? What does that say about the state of our nation? What does that say about the state of our psyche in this country? Is it something that we've been told, therefore we buy into? Is it something that we really think is going to happen? Are you concerned? Would you think it's a fair statement to say that no matter who wins this election, there are going to be some angry people after Election Day? Of course you would. This is nothing new. People who are unhappy about who was elected. What is new, perhaps, is people acting out on it. Do you think that will happen? Are you concerned about it? Is it something you think we should all be concerned about? Let me know what you think about that. And again, something to chew on. You can go and look this up. USA Today, it's one of their headline stories, not a problem. All right, so I want to finish the day with this one. I want to finish it with the Texas Troubadour. This is a guy who, it's so funny because Jerry Jeff Walker, that's not really his name. His name is not Jerry Jeff, and it's not Walker either. But so many people, he epitomized Texas music for a long time. When you said Jerry Jeff Walker, it was just that he was an icon. But the reality is that he was a guy from New Jersey who moved to Texas and certainly became a Texan. There's no doubt about that. I met Jerry Jeff Walker back in 1976 and with a guy named Rusty Weir. And they were playing in Waco, Texas at the time. And I was working at a television station as a very young reporter. And that was the first of many times that I met and spent time with Jerry Jeff Walker. Certainly a very interesting guy. But anyway, it's a great story. Byline for this one by John T. Davis. Again, that's in Texas Monthly. So if you want to go read an interesting story, something to, distract you a little bit about all the talk that's going on, weather or otherwise, there's one that you can go. Certainly, I think it will give you background that you probably never even knew, for sure, about Jerry Jeff. All right, that pretty much does it for me today. As I said, I have things to do. I know you do too. Want to remind you, you can catch up with us on Facebook, of course. Also, follow me on Twitter, Morning TV Dan, and YouTube, Dan's at Home. That's all you have to do is go Dan's at Home. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. We post all of our updates there. So you can catch up if you miss. You can go and catch up there. All right. Appreciate your taking time to be with me today. As I always say, I know time is the most valuable currency in our life, and I appreciate your spending some here. I will look forward to seeing you bright and early tomorrow morning on KFDM and Fox 4 for the morning show. And of course, we'll catch up right back here on Facebook with the at-home update as well. So go out and make it a terrific and safe day, and we'll talk again soon.